folks, right here for Wheeze and Geezer TV. Wheeze and Geezer TV is brought to you by nobody. That's right, I don't have any sponsors. Sure could use some subscribers, and that's where you come in. Today we are going to be talking about the Rust Mini Copter. A lot of people have confused it with a gyro, which of course it is not, because it doesn't have a pusher prop in the back, and it does have a tail rotor and can hover. There are many similarities to a real helicopter, but there are some things that are, of course, different. It is an open-air helicopter, which makes it an experimental helicopter. In real life, you cannot fly those over top of populated areas, and it's rust, so we don't care. But keep in mind that when you put that thing in the ground, you're going to set the neighborhood on fire. So you want to give yourself an area that you can land on, which I wish my area was actually bigger out here. By at least a couple of squares, just to make it easier. But this is a look at the airport here, or the heliport, on my tower. Not going to fly today because it's just too foggy, and it's not that you can't fly in this weather. Of course you can, but I want you to at least enjoy the scenery while we're up in the air, and that's just horrible. So we're going to be letting today probably go by. But what we're going to discuss is the controls. Now, I'm not the greatest pilot with this, and a lot of it is because of the controls that we have to work with, which for me, I don't know if anybody else can use controllers or not, but I'm using a keyboard and mouse, and this thing is very, very touchy. I don't know if they're going to make adjustments to it or anything like that, but this is not my Thrustmaster joystick or flight stick that I'm using here. So anyway, I guess we got a chopper in the area. Should probably dress accordingly, just in case. So the controls are pretty simple. W, S, A, and D for the most part. W you'll use to start it. W you will use to raise your altitude. S you will use to decrease altitude. Also, while you're coming in, like for a landing or something like that, if you don't use the W, you just let off the keyboard at that point, it will slowly come down on its own. You can speed up the process by pressing S. When you're on the ground, you can taxi it while pressing Control, like you're crouching. You can control it like a car and allow you to drive it in. They do decay and will explode. You have to keep them in a hangar, which is going to have a double door opening. I don't know if you actually have to have the door on it or not. You cannot use double doors, but you can use a garage door, and it works perfectly fine and will get in and out. I don't know if you can go without it and just have a doorway. That is yet to be seen. The A and D is actually going to be like a pivot point. It is your rudder pedals, which is just controlling the speed of your tail rotor, which is allowing you to pivot turn directly flat and straight for the most part. Now, it does work completely like a helicopter with the cyclic, which gives you the ability to push forward, push backwards, push to the sides. Of course, when you push forward, you are going to move forward, but you're also going to lose lift because you're no longer at that horizontal plane. You're going to lose lift. It's going to start coming down. So when I fly, I like to fly using the W key while I'm flying to help maintain that altitude, and you get a lot of speed up that way. You are going to drop down quite a bit, and if you start to drop down too much, be sure to pull back on your mouse. The mouse, of course, backwards will, of course, allow you to fly backwards. Side to side, which will allow you to roll into your corners or whatnot, but I don't suggest that because, again, it's a mouse. It gets a little squirrely. I use it just to to level off my artificial or my real horizon. But for the most part, if you're just starting out and learning the basics, use A and D, which is going to be your rudder and keep you pretty flat and level. As you turn, it's gonna cock a little bit to the side. Then just use your mouse to adjust it so that you're level again. It would be nice if they had like an auto center button so you could just push that and then let go of your controls and let it sit there and then, you know, adjust from there, but we don't have that. So that is the basic controls. I'm going to wait for a decent day, which means I might have to wait till tomorrow morning and see how things go. The one thing people don't talk about or bring up is that they are repairable. I shot a little video just before this. I ran down a road, because you'll only find them on the roads. I ran down on a road that was miles and miles away from here. I ran a lot of roads to try to find one, just so I could demonstrate the repair, and I'll show you that to you now. Okay. Now, when you first run across a mini helicopter, you're going to find it on the road somewhere. I am right here. I started up here. Ran these roads all the way down here. Crossed over here. Ran all these roads all the way down here. Finally found a mini chopper. I don't even need a mini chopper. Got two of them back at the base. But I wanted to explain that you do find them on the road. I put fuel in them. Which I'm not going to put fuel in because I'm not going to fly it. You sit in here. Now, the reason that I wanted to find this thing on the road is because, as you can see down at the bottom there, it has 333 health. And one of the things that I don't see people mention in videos is that you can repair them. Repair hammer and metal frags. And it appears that it is fixed 1000% or 1000 health. So that is the reason that I wanted to show you this, is that you find them on the road. They are repairable using a repair hammer and metal frags. It's such a foggy day. You know, I would just fly this thing home, but I've got two of them sitting there. And these things are far and few between, so we got to leave this out on the road for somebody else. But when the weather clears up, I'm going to go out and do a little flying. I really hate flying in the fog. It's not that you can't fly in the fog. It's just that you can't see the scenery crap. And that's kind of part of why you're up there. So anyway, I'm going to head back to the base. It took me a long time to get down here to find this damn thing. But I wanted to explain the part about it being repairable, because people don't say that in their videos. And I got two of them back at the base. They're in perfect condition. Okay. Well, my damn game crashed. When I came back, it was a nice, beautiful, sunny day. So I thought it would be a good time to come out and go for a flight. Fuel in there. I know my head's in the way, but trust me, there's fuel in there. Now we hit W to start it. And then you press down the control button so you don't start raising up off the ground. Hitting S to move myself backwards. I pull straight into it like the garage, and pull out of it the same way. W to raise up. Actually, let off the control button first. Raised up a little bit. Now we hit W to raise ourselves up. I haven't hit the mouse yet, so it should be completely okay. Should take off straight up in the air. Now SAM sights, of course, can still get you. We're going to hit A a little bit. Now you see how it turned us a little bit? You're kind of cockeyed. You can use your side to side on your mouse to straighten that out. Push forward a little bit, allowing us to move forward. whole time I'm holding W to maintain my altitude. If I don't, as I will let off the button now, you'll see that we will start to drop down. And the more I push forward, the more we're going to drop down until we hit the ground. So I'm back to pushing W, pushing forward on the stick, pushing the mouse button. Or the mouse, not the button. Again, you're going to use A and D for most of your turns. You can roll to the side to make your turns, but you are going to lose altitude. It is going to get squirrely. When you start to lose altitude quickly like that, be sure and pull back on your stick or your mouse to slow yourself down. I like a nice controlled turn. Using the A and D. Again, I'm adjusting my horizon with the side to side on the mouse. Try to keep ourselves like an artificial horizon, but it's the actual horizon. Got a couple of quarries over here. Off a bit now, so it'll help drop it down a little bit. Two quarries there with 3 pump jacks. Pull back on the mouse a little bit. A to roll myself around. Use the side to side on my mouse a little bit to help reset the horizon. But I don't get too cockeyed. The more you get cockeyed, or the more you push forward, the more that you decrease in altitude. Push forward kind of hard. See, as we start coming down, and I'm pushing W the whole time, so if we continue at that rate, we will end up crashing to the ground, so I'll pull back on the mouse a little bit, because again, we are just trying to fly and bring this in for a landing. Letting off the W right now to let it kind of come down a little bit. I should be drawing my house in any moment. Because of my graphics settings, my main PC took a crap on me, motherboard went out, and so I bought a gaming laptop to try and suffice, so that I can play games, make little videos. Now, you want to come in from the non-populated side as much as possible. Again, we're going to try to fix that horizon side to side on the mouse, rotate around, being kind of slow. I'm going to pull back on the stick a little because otherwise we could end up crashing this thing. You can still use the Alt button to look around and look down. You can even look back and check and see how much fuel you have. As you can see, we will start to come down gradually. I'm trying to keep myself kind of level. Come down gradually. I'm not holding S or W. I'm just letting it come down. Trying to pull back on the stick a little bit to keep myself from moving forward too much. Fix the artificial horizon or the real horizon. I think I'm starting to drift backwards now a little bit. Slide forward on the mouse, ever so slightly. I will use the Alt button so I can kind of look down again to see where I'm at to adjust. And you do want to make the slightest movements possible. The most hazardous is going side to side on your mouse, getting really squirrely. So I'm trying to get down here a little bit. Pull back on the mouse a little bit so I don't drift too much. Use Alt again to take a look down. Okay. So I'm going to rotate around a little bit this direction. So I'm going to have to fix the horizon a little bit. Now you might be an expert pilot and be able to bring this in a lot faster. I'm a beginner and I'm kind of making this video for beginners. Now I can land this thing, but the idea is landing it where you want to. That's the harder part. So I'm bringing it in kind of slow, trying not to adjust too much. I'm going to start hitting S now to bring myself down a little bit faster. And then I'm going to move forward a little bit. Again, fixing the horizon a little, just ever so slightly. I'm pushing W to pull back up just ever so slightly. I'm bringing S down a little bit now. Pulling back on the stick. And I'm going to bring S all the way to the ground. Now, you hit spacebar to get out if you want to get out of it from here. We'll just get out. But it will start taking damage. I mean, it will start decaying while it's out here. So we will hit W to start it again, holding control so that we stay on the ground. And then I will be able to line it up here and drive it into my angle. I line it up on these H's that I have so that I can drive it straight forward and then I just drive straight back. Don't worry about your rotor blades. You'll be fine going through a double doorway as long as you're going in straight. Watch your head. I don't think you really need to, but I just say to watch your head anyway. But anyway, turn those lights off. That's a quick rundown of the chopper, its controls. It's super touchy. Hoping that helps you out a little bit. Every landing doesn't go perfectly. There's times I come in for 2 or 3 approaches in order to get that thing down. But I haven't crashed in a long time. I crashed on my very first flight. Brought it out here in the front and about wiped out the neighborhood. Because again, got kind of sideways, got kind of swirly. At the time, I had pump jacks out here and furnaces and other things, and all of it was on fire. I had landed somewhere in here and caught, not this place, it was the other place over here. Oh no, it was this place here before it got built big. And this place here, I caught them on fire just a little bit. My pump jacks were on fire, my furnace had taken damage, my refineries had taken damage. I completely burned and blew away this entire wall, that ceiling in there, and half of the roof. These stairs were gone. So you can see, you can do quite a bit of damage. So you want to stay out of the populated area. I didn't mean to land over here. It was my first attempt with the damn thing, and crashed it big time. So keep that in mind, that you could set your entire neighborhood on fire. There was a guy on here last night or night before, something like that, and he had lost control of his chopper and wiped out a guy's twig base. The whole thing, just 3/4 of it, wiped the whole thing out. And I'll tell you, it's not a good feeling when you do damage to somebody else's place. But anyway, I hope that helped. The main point, I guess, is flight controls, but I don't see people mentioning that they're repairable. And repair them, keep them in your shop. I don't think I can do any more repairs to this. But anyway, we'll see you in the next one. Happy flying.